In athletic R&R, we talk a lot about upper body alignment. Good posture helps us maintain better breathing patterns. It reduces the wear and tear on our connective tissue, the ligaments, tendons, and fascia that create the structure that hold our joints together. But it also can reduce the stress on our low backs. So we're going to be working on our alignment in two parts today. We're going to use a mobility exercise and a strength exercise. But first, we're going to assess our range of motion. So we'll be needing a stretch strap, a lacrosse ball, a foam roller, a little bit of wall space, and some floor space. When you're ready, let's get to it. For our mobility portion, we're going to be addressing the tension and tightness in our pectoralis major, our chest muscle. When these muscles are tight and tense and restricted, they pull us into this forward flexed position or bad posture, misalignment. So we're going to be working to break that tension up, which will allow us to more easily maintain good posture, a nice upright spine, a lifted and open rib cage. First, let's test our range of motion. So grab your stretch strap. We're going to slide our hands in with an open palm, and we want to find a width where we can keep our elbows straight and lift that strap up and over our head. So we're sweeping our arms up and back behind us. Now, if you don't have that range of motion today, we're not forcing you. We just want to see where you're at. So if you can only get so far until you feel like you have to bend your elbows and kind of wiggle around, that's your range of motion. Don't try to force this 180 degrees, which is ultimately our goal, to get horizon to horizon like so, with straight elbows and no popping, clicking, pain, or discomfort. So about 5 times or so, up and over, and just get a sense of what your range of motion is, how far you can get before you feel like you've got to wiggle around or compensate, and how does it feel moving through that range? Does it feel tight, tense, awkward? Is there any pain, any clicking, any popping, etc.? Once you move through and you have a good idea, then we're going to transition into utilizing the foam roller and the lacrosse ball. From here, we're going to place one end of our roller against the wall. We're going to take our lacrosse ball and we're going to place it on this close end. The roller should be a little bit lower than shoulder height, about chest height or so. We're going to be leaning into the lacrosse ball on our left side to start, about 1.5 inches or 2 inches below your collarbone. Your clavicle is that horizontal bone that sits between your neck and shoulder. From here, we're going to place both hands on the roller and we're going to lean in so that lacrosse ball is digging into the muscle belly just a little bit. It should feel mild to moderate in intensity. And we're going to start to circle around. So we're looking to do about 25 circles in one direction, and then we'll do 25 in the other. And while we're moving through these little inch or so in diameter circles, we're looking for little sore spots, hot spots, or what might feel like a speed bump when you roll over it. That would indicate some tightness, tension, maybe even a little bit of scar tissue formation that's binding up the muscle fiber and connective tissue. After you do your 25 in each direction, try to narrow down and land on either what you perceive as the most significant sore spot or speed bump. And then from here, we're going to rock side to side, left and right, about 1 inch or so in length, inch, 1.5 inches. Again, about 25 times or so, and then up and down, up and over that little ridge, speed bump, sore spot. So again, 25 circles one way, 25 circles the other way, side to side for 25, up to down for 25. Then we're going to try to park right on that sore spot. We're going to hold the ball in place with the fingers of the right hand. We're going to drop the left arm down, let that arm kind of relax and loosen for a moment. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to sweep that arm up to eye level or higher. Exhale down. You'll feel the muscle moving around relative to the lacrosse ball. And this just helps, if there is some scar tissue in there, this will help break that scar tissue up. It'll help improve some blood flow and hydration to the area. And really what we're after is that improved range of motion. So 10 times up and down, and then relax and release. We'll transition over to the right side and we'll repeat that pattern. 25 circles one way, 25 circles the other way, looking for sore spots, speed bumps, and then try to narrow down. We'll go left and right for 25, up and down for 25, and then try to park on that sore spot. Again, we'll hold the ball in place with the fingers of the other hand, left hand here, Right arm drops down. Try to relax and loosen. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep that arm up and exhale it down. Do that 10 times before returning to your range of motion test. So from here, we'll slide our hands back into those same loops. We'll stand nice and tall, and we're going up and over. See if that feels a little lighter, a little smoother, a little easier to perform. For our strength move, we're doing bird dog. So we're going to bring it down to the floor. We're getting on all fours, and we're going to lift and extend opposite arm and leg. So right arm and left leg. Once you lift, think about lengthening, reaching that arm forward, extending your leg back. Think about distancing your fingertips from your toes. So it's about a 1 second hold. We're going to place that hand and knee down. We're going to transition right off to the other side, lift, lengthen, and then transition. And we're going to do this 10 to 20 times total, depending upon your strength and endurance. It should feel like a little bit of work, but not fatigue, not stress. So this movement will help to engage all of the posterior muscle groups. So the mobility exercise was to reduce the tightness and tension in the anterior muscle group, the pectoralis major. And then this movement, bird dog, helps engage or activate the posterior muscle groups. The combination is going to help condition your muscle and nervous system to hold and maintain better upper body alignment, better posture, for all those reasons we mentioned earlier. Improved breathing, reduced wear and tear on our ligaments, tendons, and fascia, our connective tissue, but to also reduce the stress and tension on our low backs. So after you do your 10 to 20, you can ease out of this range of motion, and you are done for the day. Thanks for joining.